Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. I'm still playing with these Tracy Evans Boutique Design stamps. I absolutely adore them. There is so much that you can do with them. I love birds, and we're going to be doing a bird card today. This is TE4, Tracy Evans 4, and it's called New Beginnings, and it's one of her first series of stamps that she's brought out on her own. Now I'm going to do some sort of circles, and I'm going to put the birds in the circles, but I want to create a background to start off with. So I've chosen a pale blue and a pale green, which is pistachio pudding, a very old retard one, pool party. Again, I'm not sure what's retard and what isn't, but these are just ink pads that I like using. So we'll have the blue first, and I'm literally just going to take it in and just blend it through. And this is quite a nice sort of pale colour, so I'm just taking it through in quite a lot of sort of blue and green coming on here. You can see I'm just sort of turning it around as I go, because I'm just building up this colour. So you can get it darker in places where you want it darker. You can have it not quite so dark if you don't want it so dark. You just build it up as you go. So I'm just sort of adding some bits in like that. That'll be fine. That's my blue. And then I'm going to take this pale green, which again I can just do straight on here, and I'm just going to take this in up on here, and I just want to start blending it through. So you have this sort of bluey green, spring-like is what I'm trying to get. So a lovely sort of spring colour, and as you know, I do like to have do my own backgrounds, and this one, as I say, is going to come all the way over because we're going to have the circles coming in. So I'm literally just blending it through because I want it to come through in this nice sort of nice spring looking colour coming through. Now I might have to do a little bit more of a blue because I haven't got I think what I need to do is to have, I'm going to get this one out, which is Marina Mist. I need to re-ink some of these so they're not as, see how that one is, that's better. Some of my ink pads need to be re-inked, and I have all of the re-inkers, I just haven't re-inked them for a while, so it means that you need to just keep going on those. Right, I think that's about right. I don't want to over egg it, so I think that that's given the colours that I want. And then that's that background piece like that. Okay, so now I'm going to take these, and I want to try and put, we'll have one like that, and then this has got to be darker, so I need to have a darker green. Now I'm hoping that this is going to be, I don't know whether it's going to be dark enough. I might have to do another one. So what I'm going to do is I just need to clean this up a little bit. So what I can do is to just get a little bit of kitchen roll here and take some of this colour off. Don't need a lot of it off, but just enough so that then when I ink it up with this one, I can see how dark this is going to come. So what I want to do is to take this over the top. Oh, that I think is going to be okay. Whee! Maybe not. That wasn't very good, was it? No, I'm going to have to use a darker one, because that, even though that's giving a nice sort of greeny tone to it, it's not making it dark enough. So let me just have a look and put some, those are greens, so greens can go back on that side. blues can go back on that side. And I'm going to take a darker green. Take these two and just see. I think one's going to be way too dark, but we'll see. I want it sort of spring-like, so I'm going to try this one, which I think is going to be dark enough. Now I need to make sure that I hold this in nicely, so let's just take this on here. Yes, this is going to be fine because I've inked this one up before. So now what I'm going to do is, there's me just turning around like this. I'm going to use the sponge dauber. Blending brushes give a very soft feel, but I want to colour it in a bit more, so I'm going to use a sponge daubers because that will come in darker. Now let me take a dark green one and let's do this on here and just see. I don't think it's starting to come in a little bit, but not a huge amount, so it doesn't matter wholly where I've got it. So then I can take it up like this, and I just want to go through and take that round like this. So we've then got our little circle coming through. And what I can do is to take just on the very edge of it, just get another green. I'll do. I'm going to take a little bit of this old olive, which is an even darker green, and I'm just going to do that round the edge part, because then that should just add just a little bit just round on the edge part. Not too much, just a little bit like that. Okay, now what I need to do is I want to go and put the bird in, but the bird's going to come in just in different parts. So I want to have the next one coming in over the top. So this one again, I want to have this green in on here. So I'm just covering that up. Again, just putting a bit in the middle. Doesn't have to be too much, because I'm going to take the darker one and just again go around the edge. And again, not too much, just blend it through a little bit. And that's my second one. And then I want the third one to just come down in on the bottom, and again it's going to go over the top. So we're going to take this one out here. I'm just going to colour that through. And again, more in the centre than anywhere else, just to give that colour. And then this one is going to come through and just go round the edge again. Just taking it up round there and then blending that through a bit. Okay, so we've got now 3 really nice bobbles, and then what I want to do is I want to put the bird in on the center. So this is the bird that we're using, the one with sort of the feathers and things in, and I'm just looking, and I think I'm going to have to do it with the mask, and I've got to be very careful because this is quite heavy cardstock, and what I don't want is for it to, in fact this is going to be the centered one, so the centered one needs to come. Okay, let's do it this way. So I need to do it in black, which is, where's my black gone? There it is. Let me just close that so my ink doesn't start getting dry at all. That can go up there for now. Okay, so I can open this. I'm going to colour the bird in black. And then I want to put this bird in, just in over the top like this. So the bird's going to come in like this. And then what I need to do is to make sure that it is, because I've got this edge part, and what I don't want is for it to not come in where the edge is. So I'm making sure that the bird comes in on here. And I'm just resting it down, hopefully enough that it's going to come nicely. That's perfect. Okay, so I can take that one out of there, and I'm going to take the other bird's going to come in on this center part. So I'm going to do exactly the same. So it's just the bottom part of his feet that doesn't come out as much. So this one, we need to take, this little head is going to come in here. So he's going to come just a little bit lower. Let's put him in like that. And again, I'm just letting it soak in a little bit because this paper's quite thick. And if I'd done it with copier paper, it's easier because you don't get that ridge part. But I didn't want to have. That's perfect. And then this little bird here is just going to have his little head in there as well. And then I can put this one in so it comes in like this, and we're just going to have that part of the bird there. Just literally just making sure that it comes through. Oh no, we missed. Can I guess it back in exactly the same? Probably not. Let's see just how near I can guess it. That was the bit in the centre, wasn't it? No, it still won't come in there, will it? I'm going to have to put my sentiment in on that bit, so that's fine. We'll do it with where the sentiment is, but that's given us the background part with the colour, which is what I wanted. So that was my fault because I didn't have it. I'm trying to do it over an edge, and it just didn't quite work, but that's fine because I can put my spring or something like that over to cover up those words. Okay, so now I've done that part with the bird, what I want to do is to take, and I think I've got them in here. I think I've got another little bird that have I got another little bird? Oh, actually, I've got a bigger bird like this. And I might put that one in, or I might take, I think what I probably will do is to take the little bird, because I quite like the little bird, just sort of popped somewhere. So the little bird's going to come in somewhere, but I want to take on here, and I want to take, I've got a, let me just get some pencils. What I want to try and do is to take a white pencil like this, and I just want to take in a little bit of the bird in here. Now, this hasn't dried particularly well yet, so I've got to be just a little bit cautious. Can you see on here where it's still a bit wet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a quick blast with the heat gun, just for a second, just so that some of this ink can dry. It's one of the things about using pigment inks, they take a while to dry. Now what I'd normally do is leave it for 10-15 minutes before I actually start working on it, because say you don't want all of this to come in and just smear. And you can see on here there's quite a chance that it could. So I'm just trying to take it through on here. Just want to take this part of the bird up on here. It's coming out quite nicely. Just want to go in on here. So I'm just trying to do it in on here so it doesn't come too smeary. Little feet, but it just lightens it up a bit to do it on this bit. And some up on here. Now what I need to do is try and sharpen it a bit, because the stronger the point you have, the easier it is to just get that There we go. Now hopefully that's not too much and it's going to fall and it's going to split, because that is quite sharp, but hopefully, there we go. So you just start colouring these little bits in, because it just gives that little bit of light coming through. And say I'm leaving the sort of fern parts, but I want to colour in the rest on the tail, a little bit of tail down there. And a little feet as well. And that's on there. Okay, so that's given a little bit of lightness in on there. Put that back in on here. Okay, now what I need to I still need to do, just want to take a little bit in on here, because this is pale under here. So I'm just trying to do a little bit of pale round on here, because then it just pops that a little bit of the circle a bit. I'm just going to take it round on there as well. Rather than doing it in dark, I want to just do it in pale, so that they look as if they're sort of floating a bit. Like that. So hopefully, can you see that? It's difficult to see. I can see it clearer than you can, but I think that that will be okay. I could use the white of the Posca to just go round the edge of this as well, which would just give a little bit of a an edge in. So let's just take just a little bit round on here. Now you can see it better. But I just want it quite pale. I don't want it too over the top. Now, what I should do is to do a darker colour round on that side, but I don't want it to be too coming too much. Now, What I should really do is to take this in just a little bit and then take this in just a little bit, because then it comes through in on here. And then I just need to do this one very carefully. So I need to take it through on there. So I'm just taking it, so you then have that complete circle coming through, which I think works quite nicely. And I am going to take this round on the edge, but just very, very lightly. So I'm not just wanting to give this just a little bit of... It's very difficult because you don't want it to come so it's not circular. And when you're drawing, it's very difficult not to... for it not to be circular. You know, you try and draw around it carefully, and it doesn't always come as circular as you want it to. But this is coming exactly as I want it. So I'm just doing it, and because it's on the white, it makes it just a little softer. Okay. And that's why I'm doing it in sort of little half lines. There we go. Okay, so that's brought it up a little bit, which is what I wanted. So now what I want to do is I want to put some words in on the back of here, but I don't want them to be too bright. So I'm going to do, this has got... Each day is a treasure, with brave wings she flies, the beauty of flowers, fly free, new beginnings. And I think I will do, what was there, each day is a treasure? I do like that one. I think it's that one, each day is a treasure. Here we go. So what I want to do though is I don't want it to be too bright. So I'm going to use quite a soft colour, because I want it to sort of come in the background. I don't want it to stand out too much. So I'm going to take it with, I've got to work out what colour I'm going to do, and I need to really cover that little side. Now, I have got, here we go, these, I've just cut myself some different masks and things so I can use them again and again, because otherwise you tend to use them for a little bit and then you don't use them for a while. So what I want to try and do is to get a circle. Let's take these out for now, and I should have, that's too small, but with a bit of luck I should have a slightly bigger circle that cut that one out of, that I can then use for, hold on 2 seconds, I just need to turn the phone off. There we are, it's turned off on its own, that's fine. Always sales calls, unfortunately. So now I'm looking to see if I've got a circle. You can guarantee that, yes I do, I thought I did. There we are, that's what I want, that circle. I'll put this there so I can put them in. So keep yourself a little stash of masks and circles and things that you can use again and again. I think that's probably a bit big actually, but that's fine because I just need it to cover there. So if I just put it like that, even though it's a bit big, it's not going to come out. Now I want to do something quite pale, so I'm going to take Crumb Cake, which is a pale brown colour, and I'm just going to do that for the background because I don't want it to come too bright. So let's just do just in along here. Oh, don't want it on there. I haven't put my mask on there, have I? Let's put that mask in on here. There's me dobbling away on it, not thinking I've got the mask. That's fine. So all it's going to do is to just have a few little words in on there like that. And then I'm going to do it down the other side as well, because I just want it to come. So it's going to come over on the background like this. Can I get, now what I can do is to just turn it up, turn that upside down, because then you can see what I'm doing. I would carry on doing it, but I don't want my arm in the way, so I'm just going to carry on and do it that way. Put this that way like that. I'm just trying to sort of take some of the words all the way and some of them not quite all the way. I'll have one more down the bottom there. There we go. I should just get another one just down on the bottom, shouldn't I? There we go. So that's given us that nice bit round the back like that. So we've got those in on the centre, that down on there. Let me just clean that off. Now I want to have the little bird in the corner, and then I'm going to have to put, and I think spring as well, because spring with the greens and all the leaves coming and loveliness like that, I think will work perfectly. So I want the little bird to come in like that down there, but I want the word spring to come in. Let's just cut this out. Straight across like that. And then the spring's going to have to come in like that down the bottom. That's perfect, because then I can do some colouring bits in on there. So what I want to do is I want to take the black pen in on here. It's going to have to be a little one, isn't it? I want to do black round the edge of this. So let's do those bits first. And I could take it in another colour if I wanted to, but I kind of like the black as a border. I quite like gold as well, but, you know, black is quite classical. I'll take it down this way. Make sure I don't smear it. There we go. So that's given that like that, which I think is nice. Now I just want to go around the edge of this one as well, and I've got to be careful to not get it on my fingers. So I'm just going to take that round there. Like that. Whoops. Be very careful not to get the ink on my fingers. This is one of the reasons that I use a metal ruler or a metal part to the ruler, because it doesn't smudge. Okay, that can come out, and I do clean it afterwards, just with some water. Works perfectly well. Right, now I'm going to put this, let's just take this out of the way a bit because I don't want it to get too mucky in on there. So let's put this in like this. Okay, so we're going to have the spring bit down in on the bottom. Let me just get some glue, and that's going to go down the bottom because that's where we made the boo-boo with not pressing enough to get this to come through. So I can just take this down on here, and then it goes just down where that is, and then nobody's going to be any the wiser. So that's my spring in on here. That's the little bird. So we've got the birds at the top and we've got the bird at the bottom. Now, one of the things that I'm going to put this like that because I'm going to do something that I haven't done, but it's one of Tracy's sort of little tricks, as it were. So what I need to do is, bear with me a second and I will show you. Okay, this is my little sewing box, and I keep all my little cottons and things in here. Now I want it to be a paler colour, I think, or I could have it black. Actually, I might have it black. Shall I have it black? Yes, let's do it black. Okay, so I've got some black cotton here, and what Tracy does is, rather than going and buying thread, she takes a bit of just ordinary cotton. So let me just take the scissors on here. So it's just ordinary cotton, and then just wraps it up a bit. So then it's all sort of wrapped up, says me, like not being able to wrap some cotton up. Let's take it just round a couple of fingers like that, and then you just put it all down there, and it just gives a little bit of texture in the background. So you can just take it in, and I don't want too much in here, so I'm just gonna, oh, I've got it on my bird. You know me, anything to do with ribbon and stuff like that, and I'm really not very good at it, so I'm just scrunching it up because all I want is for it to be just a bit like that on there. And then I'm just going to have my bird in like that. So I've just got this little bit of cotton coming out round the side. You see, you've just got a little bit of cotton, and it's a way of doing it rather than using, as I say, expensive twine and things like that. We all have cotton, well, most of us do. I've got so much cotton, I'm always doing so. So I've just done that. Now I could have done it in white, but I just fancied doing it in black. So I need to have a mat in underneath, and I think I'm going to do this in blue, which will tone up, blue or green. So I've got quite a lot of, that's quite a nice tone of blue, isn't it? Don't know whether I want blue or whether I want green, actually. Let me have a look. I think probably green, because green is more the spring, isn't it? So let me just get some, I've got a whole selection of mats and things that I am always thinking, oh, I need to use, and then I never get round to using them. So I just wanted to make sure that I had something. Let's have a little look in here. That's quite a nice green actually, isn't it? It's a really bright green. So if I put it in something like that, excuse me, those are those, that's an even brighter green. Look at that one. That's better. So that colour on there, and then I just need a card base. So I just need to have a look and see what I've got for the card base. I'm going to bring you in on this because I tend to always do it once we've finished, and I don't really want to do it when we've finished. I want to do it sort of now so I can just see what I'm doing. So I think that one. Now this has got to be cut down just a bit, so this is going to be cut to 3 3¾ by 5½ There we go. So this has got just a nice little bit of shine on it. So I think that will work quite well. I think that's going to look nice on there. Now what I am going to do is, because I always do it and I always like doing it, is to put some splatters on. Now what colours have we got in here? This is a lot of green, isn't it? I'm going to put some green splatters, I think, and then we'll have white. So let's get the green out. And this is where you can buy Poscas individually, but I like them in the sets because it just gives you that real contrast of adding all the colours and things in there that you want. So I'm just going to, I'm going to take one of these ones actually. I always have something to knock it with. I'm not going to have it, I'm going to have it before I put it on my background. So nice. So that's the green. I don't think I want any more green than that. I think that's fine. And then shall we have the white? No, that's not coming out, is it? So what we have to do is do this bit, get a little bit coming out, give it a bit more of a shake, and then I should get some coming out. See, if I shake it like that, oh, that's all right, that's coming out a bit better. I haven't got a very good shake on my hand, so sometimes there's some nice big splots on there. Perfect. Okay, so that's that one. And now I've just got to wait for it to dry a little bit. So I'm just going to place it on here so we can see, because that's the background. So it's going to go on there, and then it's going to go onto the white base, which I won't do until it's dried because I'll spoil it. But I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.